Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. 'Tis I, Instinct, back from the dead. And today I'm going to be breaking down this little beat I made not too long ago. It's called The Silence. It's kind of a Travis Scott Weeknd kind of vibe. It's one of my favorite beats I've done recently. There's some pretty cool elements that I wanted to show you guys in the arrangement and then in the melodies and mixing and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to break that down. First, I'm going to play a little clip of it.
Instinct.
So I started with this 4-night sample, as I have been doing a lot recently. Just cut out the lows, added a simple delay to fill it out a bit. So the first thing I actually did was this section here. I started out with this bass line I heard. It's just from this analog sub bass from I think it's a Kill September one-shot kit. It's really cool, almost like 80s kind of bass. Fills out a lot of space.
What?
So I had that bass line, and then on top of the sample it sounded good, but it didn't sound like there was enough going on. So I went and started adding my own melodies on top of the sample. This first one I started with is just a pad from Expand. And I just played around until I found the chords that sounded like they were the chords from the sample. And then I copied those over onto a one-shot. They just fill out some more space. Then started adding some plucky sounds. And then one more. So that first pad has some micro shift, just the default preset, just to spread it really far out to the sides. Some delay, which just disappeared for some reason. Some delay that just, like I said earlier, just adds some more space. Brought the cut way down and the volume way down. And then an RF destroyer on the chorus 2 preset. So that sounds like this by itself, without effects. So it really just spreads it out, makes it sound full. Then that key, no effects, sounds like this, with effects. So it kind of just softens it, spreads it out like the other one. Some ambience, a G-Hertz wow control just on the 33.3 RPM vinyl preset, and then another same kind of delay. This time it's on a half note. Now for this bell, without anything, it sounds like this. So kind of like bit crushed kind of bell sound that I liked a lot. I just threw on some Pan Man, default preset, but I put it on the back and forth, smoothed it out, brought the width down. RF destroyer, chorus 1 preset this time. Some tall reverb, brought the wet way up. And then a G-Hertz low high just for a low pass filter with some resonance. And then that sounds like this. It's way more ambient, kind of buried in the mix a little bit. And finally this pluck. Super simple, I just added some comeback kit for delay. So then all together, kind of just makes this cool build-up section. And then under that, I just threw some Vox loops I found and a texture or two. That vocal just sounds like this. So I think I pitched these around. It was just like a one-shot hit that I messed with, and then made kind of my own pattern out of it. It's super messy, and I didn't consolidate it like I should have, but there's that. I just did a bandpass on that. And then one more little Vox loop that comes in the hook section. It's this is a splice loop. This is the name of it if you want to find it. It sounds like this. I really like loops like that. They're just kind of ambient, no words or anything. It's just vibes. No words, just vibes, you know. But together they'll sound like this. And it looks like I did just fix some of the timing a bit on that. But yeah, that's basically the melodies for the beat, I think. Pretty sure that's all the melodic elements right there. So from there, I started on the hook drums. Started with an 808. Wanted something short and punchy, so I just went with this 808. I'm pretty sure it's from a Expedition kit from Cryptic. And I went with this pattern. So this little thing right here is a trick I like to do. It's something I kind of got from View or Knox. Make the envelope into a box, and then you can just stop the 808 wherever you want it. And then you do triplets with a 6-step, and then just shorten them a bit. That's kind of a cool, like, stuttery glitch effect. I do that quite a bit with open hats as well these days. From there I went with a hi-hat. Something really short and clicky. And I went pretty simple with that because then I also added this hi-hat on top of it. A snare. Or a rim, I guess. Then I had this little bounce rim snare thing. Then some open hats. And then on top of that, just this kick pattern. Didn't want the kick too busy. I didn't want it hitting on every 808 hit. Just accentuating some of the main ones. So that was that. And then from there I added a couple of perk loops from some Only One kits. I like this one a lot. I've been using it quite a bit. Then on top of that, there's this one, which does have a stereo shaper on the shrinked preset, and then just a brick wall to cut out the lows, and then boosted some of the highs. So that just adds some like glimmery kind of high end in the drums, so that it kind of fills out the spectrum a bit more. So altogether, that sounds like this. So that by itself, not super crazy. What I think makes the beat is the arrangement. It starts off just with the sample and some vocals, goes into this kind of build up that I showed first. So this whole time the listener's like, all right, this is building into something crazy. This drop's gonna be hard as shit. And then you kind of subvert expectations, I guess, by just like dropping all of these melodic elements out and just having the sample and the 808 hit for a few beats, and then have all your drums come in kind of staggered. I've talked about this a couple videos, I think. It's just kind of a delayed gratification. So you know it's coming, you don't know when, and it's pretty cool. There's this cool thing where the hat and the 808 almost do like the same kind of thing, which, I don't know, gives a cool effect, I thought. I like to do this where this the first drum that comes in besides the 808 is the open hat leading into the snare, and then with the snare come in all the other drums. Oh, and I also have this perk loop I forgot about. Kick comes in, and then there's a couple beat or pauses in the drums just around the 808. Which I thought was pretty cool. Same thing happens here where the drums come in late, but it's only the second hat and the rim. So like the listener's kind of like, okay, is it gonna happen again? And then it kind of does, but it doesn't. So there's still like that delayed gratification, but it's also kind of a subverted expectations kind of thing, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, that is actually pretty much the beat. Just some risers, some little mixing things that weren't too interesting. There's this plugin I've been using a lot. It's called Isotope Trash 2, and I've been liking it a lot for distortion on 808s. I've been using the fuzz presets a lot, along with the saturation ones. I usually just bump this up a bit. It just gives a nice texture to the 808 that I like a lot. Just gives a nice crunch to it. One last thing I did do was kind of an outro. I wanted something like a highest in the room kind of outro. Obviously not going to be as good as that outro because Mike Dean's the fucking goat. But I tried my best. I just added one more pad to this layer, and then I messed with the bass line just to add some more movement and make it feel like it's building to something else, and then that same thing where it just drops off. Kind of that theme I've been talking about of subverted expectations, kind of like a plot twist kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it sounds like this. This is how it ends. So yeah, it's basically the beat. Some cool stuff in there. It's all pretty simple. It's just devil's in the details with all these little arrangement tricks and some interesting layering. I think the sauce behind a lot of my beats recently has just been vocals. You can find a lot of good vocals on like Splice. You can record your own, which I've done. I think I showed that in a recent video. But yeah, any little thing like that adds a lot. So yeah, kind of a less in-depth video. I just wanted to go over some of those arrangement tips and tricks, show how I made kind of a simple beat into something a lot more that I was really proud of. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. If you aren't subscribed, you should subscribe. You should do that. You should click that button. You should also click the like button. And yeah, go check this beat out on my main channel. Go sub to my main channel. I thought I was gonna lose that channel because some motherfuckers hacked me, but I got it back. So we are back in business. Buy my kits, buy my samples. I don't have any samples. What am I talking about? Buy my kits, buy my beats. Follow me on Instagram @prodby_instinct. Yeah, talk to y'all later. Peace.